Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero. We are back again talking about some more Rippaverse Detractor stuff. As always, though, we will start with all the good stuff before we get into the not so good stuff. And we'll start right here with the Alpha Core number 1 campaign numbers. It's currently sitting at 1.089 million, over 18,000 books sold, reaching that 363% sales goal. As the haters will continue to tell you that this is a failure. If over $1 million is a failure, please sign me up for $1 million failure. But what these people also fail to realize is the fact that it's similar to like a DC or Marvel. You're not going to say Wonder Woman or Superman is a failure when Batman sells more than both Batman and then both Superman and Wonder Woman, which is similar to what they do here, where they say because Alpha Core is only at 1 million, that it's somehow a failure and it's going down in sales. Meanwhile, the books sell after the fact when the campaign ends. Fulfillment does indeed start tomorrow, as you can see up here for the estimated fulfillment start date, and the campaign runs until January 20th. You can also pick up merch from the Rippaverse store, as always. We also want to talk about other books like Blade Devil 2. I feel like it's a great book. I've read Blade Devil 1. It's fantastic. Can't wait for Blade Devil 2. Raging Golden Eagle and Toxic Man Baby definitely earned my money with Blade Devil 1. So I purchased all 4 covers for this book, and I hope to receive them soon. And I'm sure they'll deliver on it just fine. Moving over to this one, if you want to get Blade Devil 1 sooner, rather than adding it on to your purchase of Blade Devil 2, you can get it here for $10. If you don't care too much about the condition of your book, and you just want to read a great book, you can get it here. You can pick all the different covers you want, A, B, or C. Drawn and colored by Joe Ball, from what I can tell. $88,000, 1,159 backers. You can get the 3-pack, which is what I got, because I think this book looks awesome, and I think it's a complete steal for 300 pages for a graphic novel for $18 for manga, $30 for hardcover, $30 for line art, $45 for color. All going to be hardcover. You get some sample pages for the color, the line art, and the manga version, so get in where you fit in. We'll start, like I said, with the news of the Rippaverse officially adding Caanan White and the Soska sisters to the team full-time. We'll read it from the Rippaverse.com website. The Rippaverse officially adds Caanan White and the Soska sisters to the team. The hottest independent comic book company, Rippaverse, founded by Eric July, celebrates its third 7-figure campaign under a year by bringing on full-time to their team acclaimed artist Caanan White and fan favorite horror directors Jenna Sylvia Soska, who wrote the Black Widow No Restraints Plague comics series. Caanan White, known for his outstanding work with Marvel and DC as well as indie work, have been tasked with prominent pieces around the Rippaverse, including being revealed as the first announced cover artist for Yaira number 1. You can see it below here. This will be cover A for Yaira number 1. The Soska sisters, known for their visceral and hard-hitting films, will be the writers for this anxiously anticipated anti-heroine whose first issue will be released this winter. Now both the Soska sisters and Caanan White are no longer artists for hire as they join the stellar team at the Rippaverse with new roles while resuming their previous responsibilities within the company. Caanan White joins as the lead art editor of the Rippaverse, while Jen and Sylvia Soska share duties as additional lore masters and legendary Mike Baron Gooding the Polymath, which will come next spring. Rippaverse founder and owner Eric July had this comment on the addition of Caanan and the Soska sisters to his full-time team. The Soskas and Caanan have been incredibly valuable to this company as creatives. It made all of the sense in the world to bring them on in more officialized roles. They're going to help elevate the Rippaverse to even greater heights. Now, of course, Dickie Boy Masterson had to put in his little input on what we would call a troll tweet, I guess if you want to call it that. But of course, he always has to put his 2 cents into everything. He always has to find ways to try to find owns and gotchas everywhere that he thinks they can be found. Looks like Angela hired himself a great art editor. He is a art editor, I believe, from what I just read. So, where is it? Lead art editor. So you're criticizing what he types rather than his actual artwork. I wouldn't give a crap the way he types, my dude. I would care about his artwork, which you can see some of it here on Yaira #1, which I'm sure he's done gooding as well. Just saying, not really anything to think you have a gotcha on, of course. All the people have said the same thing. Caanan White, new Rippaverse editor, makes his announcement post. Haters immediately begin nitpicking the post. Of course, we have Vickyverse. Oh, lordy. The said bald-headed wench that has no job. Snyder Slayer becomes editor for a comic with crappy grammar. Makes about 3 spelling mistakes in an announcement tweet. Another nail for the coffin. That Rippaverse. Yeah, $3 million campaigns. 2 of them multi-million-dollar campaigns. Wow, that's an editor who made a "I just got a job as an editor" tweet. He even went and edited that tweet. Suddenly I don't feel so bad about my editing work. I mean, you should feel bad about your life, considering this is all you do all day. SJW Captain America. Great start to the Rippa Craps editor. Nothing inspires confidence like a badly written tweet after it had been edited by him. After it. Yeah, because you made a spelling error as you're talking crap. This is called karma, you weirdo. And also, you get constantly destroyed by Yellow Flash, so you're a loser. I'm not going to pay for a blue checkmark to have the quote privilege to edit my tweets. Clearly, even those training wheels don't help Caanan White. I don't really care how he types on Twitter. I care about the beautiful artwork that he makes. And that's what's so weird about these people. Who gives a crap how he types on Twitter? I care about this. I don't care about this. Who cares? He responds to Eric's tweet saying, seeing what happened in the game and peeping the game about his quick delivery. Bro, your quote imperfect books are just SketchUp renders with free 3D models. They're worse than a rush job. They're basically clip art. So why don't you remind your friend Pito the Vito or Vito the Pito, where's his book at? Still being made, huh? As Alpha Core is about to be delivered into people's hands while Super Killer is still not done. You should probably get on that rather than criticizing what other people do and stop hating, because you just look silly. You continue to look silly for the rest of your life, basically. Okay, Juju the cow? Eric July continues his one-sided beef against Vito. In tonight's cry stream, he uses ableist slurs. Oh, you mean retard? That's not really a slur, but whatever you want to believe, bud. Now, it's simply a video clip of Eric July saying that you took people's money and still haven't delivered a product while trying to talk crap about other people who have gotten people's money and actually delivered a product. So, I guess, whatever. He's definitely effing that dog. Yeah, of course you'd have this weird fantasy. I mean, you had that weird fantasy photo of Isam and his sister. You weird dude. I mean, no wonder they call you Juju the cow, but dude, you like dressing up as an animal. So I guess. Detractors hating and scheming over time, all because Air July made a comic book they don't like. Shake my head. At Rippaverse goalposts. We got Frosty. Time to research his alleged criminal history and gang activity. Might be tough. A lot of the records will be from when he was a minor. Well, no crap. Because people grow and people change from when they're kids, you weirdo. You absolute moron. I've done a lot of digging, even found his dad, but it would require a trip to Texas because you're a psycho and you're a stalker. There are a lot of places and people I've come across online that could tell you a lot about the real YG Ripper. What do they say the real YG Ripper was like? I'd honestly like to try and track down some people that knew him and get answers on record. There's a lot of YG Ripper left online, but a lot has been deleted. He turns up in a few documentaries too. He definitely did some dumb stuff that got him and others in trouble. Yeah, because they're dumb kids. It's like you can't be a kid now because you made a comic book that What kind of nonsense is this? Shout out to LG. People. These are the people who never have any real friends, likely because they pushed them all away, being borderline creepy. Yeah, that'll change minds and certainly won't look demented, says John Douglas, who also has a book out, I believe, called Black Crown. Okay, stop. He's cool. We get it. Pathetic and sad. At this point, it's getting creepy. This is far beyond just being a hater. When y'all just enjoy the comic every day, y'all beefing with somebody. Y'all don't get tired. Literally no. This level of obsession is legit mental illness. Dude's showing up to his relative's grave, showing up to his business after hours, finding his dad, and fantasizing about interviewing people he knows. This is not healthy behavior. Nothing to track down. Ripper has freely spoken about his troubled past on live streams. There is no gotcha moment here. He did some thug stuff in the past. Who gives a crap? Stalkers is the word, not detractors. They have literally lost their minds. You literally see so many people seeing what's wrong with these weirdos over here. I knew external hater in high school. He was arrested for doing this. Spread the word. Probably not, but obviously supposed to be a joke. No matter if you hate him, hate his politics, hate his comments, this is too far and 10,000% weird behavior. And if you don't think this is weird, you might be a weirdo too. It's not because he made a comment they don't like. It's because they are cancel pigs. They are broken people trying to hurt others. They think they have the green light because Eric doesn't vote a certain way. They are evil. These are the enemies of our generation. 100%. To which Eric obviously responds the right way. These are some very weird people. Who does this weird stuff? I mean, Alpha Core looks pretty cool. What about Ripper's alleged criminal history and gang crap? I already brought it, Harry. You don't need to sell it to me. This is something that I saw from Richard Embry that he liked. I assume this is supposed to be I don't know, a gotcha or I guess a meme of Ripper fans, I guess. But if Richard again would focus more on his campaign and getting more backers, he would have probably had 100 by now. But because this is what he focuses on rather than his comic, this is why you're not succeeding very well. Do you think this is like a huge success? Yes, it's a success to an extent for someone as small of a creator as you, but you could have a lot more success if you focused more on this. But you choose to give your comic book to people who don't actually care, right? Like probably Buster Baxter. But we're gonna take a look at this video here real quick.
But he's back with a very cool new book.
Cool little swords and sorcery book. If you're into D&D type classic medieval fantasy.
I've read it. He sent me a little sneak peek.
Barely any real review, Vito.
Read it. It is.
Of course, Tony. You know Tony's gonna be biased. Like none of these people are going to be unbiased. Tony doesn't like Eric. Dick doesn't like Eric. Vito doesn't like Eric. He's literally giving it to people who are biased.
Fantastic.
I have read Blood and the Sword. It's pretty good. I like it.
And I'm not just saying that because Rich has been on the show and he's a nice guy.
I'm sure that's exactly why you're saying it. This is, of course, Richard here, which, as you know, again, what does Eric say about his haters? Fat and white. I don't know this guy, so I can't say nothing to him. I think he made the comic Lucent is from based on this here. I can't say anything to him because I don't know the guy.
It's a fun book. You actually packed a lot into 20 pages.
But it is a good comic. It's fun. It leaves you on a kind of a cliffhanger.
And you're saying like I might know how to write comics. I think you do because it's very well written. It's very fun.
And you get a little reveal and you're like, oh, I wonder where this is going.
I liked it from the first panel. I liked how you opened it.
It left me wanting more.
This is a good start, and I wanted to know more about these guys.
I believe available on Fund My Comic. Might be available somewhere else. Best value in indie comics at only $5 plus shipping.
Notice how in none of the clips Dick doesn't say a word. Because he doesn't actually care about this medium. He cares about being against Eric July and against anyone who agrees with Eric July or likes his Rippaverse or his comics. Anything to that nature, he'll be against it. No problem. No problem. But of course, in the last couple of days, they've also, attacked people like Black Sage. Shout out to Black Sage, good dude. Go follow him on Twitter. Has some very base takes when it comes to the censorship of video games and women in them. So I'm going to give you all a hint, he says. Every professional artist uses 3D to draw assets. In fact, it is outright encouraged for people to use assets in digital art, like Clip Studio, so that people will draw these assets correctly. This is such an effing reach. Yeah, the issue is that it's being done badly, you dumb crap. Of course, Buster Baxter, Dick Masterson putting in his opinion, because that's what it is. It's your opinion. It's also not effing true, says EVS. I don't use programs like that. Everything is hand drawn. If I need to draw a truck, I find photos of trucks and then I draw from them. To which he responds, that may be great for you, Ethan, but other people might need help using reference to make their art. It helps speed up production so that people don't spend years making one book. Even game developers use pre-made assets to make amazing looking games. Speed up production so it looks like crap? Why? They're independent. They don't have those same deadlines Marvel and DC have. Independent comics are subject to the same deadlines and obligations as mainstream ones do. It's just that they have no overhead. That's why you're not seeing ISOM and Comic America take 2 to 3 years to release a single book. In return, you see good sales and good reactions. Well, the big mainstream comic industries are owned by mega corporations that have money, so they don't really have to meet deadlines. They're going to get paid regardless. Whereas when in the independent space, if you don't sell a product, you don't make any money and you don't survive. So that's the difference, you dummy. What the F? They can delay their books if they need to maintain quality control. Chuck Dixon has EVS, etc. ISOM sales are going down because people are realizing how crap it is. The current book is Alpha Core. It's not ISOM. So you're wrong. And in the reference to ISOM, again, comic book sales go down from issue 1 to issue 2, even in mainstream comics. So this doesn't mean anything to anyone that knows about the industry. Berserk and Hunter x Hunter fans have entered the chat, which Nagfar says one author is deleted, is gone, passed away, and the others suffers from severe issues, health issues. If you are healthy and able-bodied, you can get your stuff out on time. Which he also says, Black Sage, to this guy, you know, it was always about jealousy, or Vito cried that Eric should be helping promote smaller creators more. They wanted handouts, and when he clearly and explicitly states they're doing things differently, they throw a tantrum about it. Cloud chasers will always attack more successful people whenever they don't receive their handouts like a charity. Why would Eric help out his competition? He doesn't have to. He's in no position to have to do that at all. Ethan also says, hey Black Sage, it's great for Ethan because I'm an actual comic book artist. Other people don't need to be comic book artists if they can't draw and using digital assets, stencils. It isn't one of life's requirements, and equity in comic book drawing isn't a thing. Go read How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way and count the number of digital assets John Buscemi traced. It's 0. Speeding up production on crap isn't necessary. Our message isn't Disney isn't producing this soulless corporate crap quick enough to meet the demand for it. We want something better. The great Doomcock coined the phrase, without respect, we reject. Respecting the customer actually means creating stories and art that come from gifted creators who have heart and want to raise the next generation of better heroes, something worth their time, money, and attention. We can do that. At least Shane Davis can and John Malin. Well, considering that Eric July respects his customer and thanks his customer all the time whenever the people buy his stuff, he is respecting the customers by appreciating their purchase and appreciating them watching videos and live streams and buying merchandise. So what you're saying here doesn't really matter about this line here. He's creating stories and art that people like, that a lot of people like. Just because there's a small subsection of people that don't like his stories and art doesn't mean there aren't people that do. That doesn't mean that there aren't people that do like his stories and art. There are people that like his stories and art. EVS is effing backstabber, and it's clear that he's not in it for the passion anymore, but to stroke his own ego. I respected the man, but it's clear as day the dude throws people onto the bus to make himself look good. It takes forever to release a book. He does take forever to release a book. Like I've said in the past, his artwork is fantastic. I would never deny that. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't good. But yes, it takes him a very long time to get me a book. Right arm of the IRL model in purple is not the same exact position as Harley's right arm in the drawing. It's not traced, unlike the very obvious poly around those out. This is a reference to an Alex Ross drawing of Joker and Harley. This is such a goddamn reach. It's actually embarrassing how many people are upset about this. And this is the reference here. Dog gets traced. Don't tell that to Alex Ross. This is the drawing that the guy is talking about here. This is it right here. So at the end of the day, it would appear even professionals do it. They use references. So they really have nothing to say. They just like to reach. They're going to continue to reach. And Buster Baxter and Dick Masterson is always going to be essentially mad because Eric rejected his trash, quote unquote, criticism for a book that he clearly didn't read. Because clearly he didn't read Blood and the Sword either, even though he's in a clip with Vito. And Vito is probably not going to get his book out before Yaira #1, which would be extremely embarrassing for a guy who claims to like the comic industry and is always talking crap about literally anybody else rather than working on his own material. So continue to hate and see how far that gets you. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit the like button, comment below what you feel about all this, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all, that we get notifications anytime I post a new video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.